Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Magia Record Season 2, Episode 5. We are past halfway through, technically. I'm still not sure whether we should count the 8 episodes and the 4 episodes as separate seasons, or as one split core, essentially, or how exactly. But officially, we are past halfway through. Which is kind of fitting. Considering what happened in the previous episode, the big, huge reveal. Almost, I would say, on par with the reveal of the nature of magical girls. Because the previous episode revealed the nature of doppels. Doppels, kind of like witches, both have to do with magical girls. So, of course, it would also be important, right? How did it come to pass? Well, we infiltrated Hotel Thornthrope, thanks to Kuroe, who has the access key. Yachiyo stayed behind to fight off the Amane twins, but Iroha and Kuroe did get inside. Kuroe's Magius emblem just crumbled into black dust, which I would guess means her privileges of the Magius have been revoked. Similarly to Rena, that we also met inside, her Magius crest also was black. Not disintegrated yet, but it was entirely blackened because she, too, defied the Magius by grabbing Kaede and trying to escape with her. Because Kaede is in a bad shape because of, as we later learn, because of her overuse of Doppel. Turns out, using Doppel, not entirely healthy either, at least overusing it, because you eventually just become one with the Doppel, and you can't really split away from it. And it's the Doppel that takes control of the mind, of the behavior, not you. So, not the best situation to be in. Thankfully, well, yeah, sure, thankfully, I guess. Mitame is here. She puts those Doppels, feral Doppels, I guess you could say, in bubbles and stores them. Because, hey, maybe if the Magius plan succeeds, I don't know, maybe they're gonna be healed, maybe not. Who's to say? I know, that's like our only hope. I only work here. Sir, this is a Wendy's and all that. She really just doesn't give much of a fuck, does she? She just does what she does and doesn't really worry about any sort of repercussions of her work or anything that's happening around her. Very interesting character for sure. I wonder how was she in the source material in the game. Was she also such, detached character? She couldn't have been, because she's like one of the central figures in the game, right? Because she does all the leveling up and stuff. It's like if, I don't know, Akashi from Azure Lane just moved to the side of the Sirens. It wouldn't really make much sense, right? You get what I mean? Like, sure, it would be fine narratively, but who would be at the store? Who would be selling you stuff, right? Nobody. So yeah, I guess it shows just how far away from the source material this season of the anime is. And yeah, that was the big reveal, that using Doppels isn't safe either. Kuroe got scared, of course, because she used Doppel quite a few times and wanted to use it again. And that's it. And then we are also witnessing the conference between Nemu, Toka, and oddly enough, not what's her face? Not Mami. Yachiyo's former girlfriend, Yachiyo's ex. I forgot her name, and I'm having trouble finding her on the list of characters. Mifuyu. There we go. Not Mifuyu, but rather Alina Gray, which is interesting because she also had a very interesting expression that I'm still not entirely sure how to read. Kind of bored, kind of regretting. I don't know. There's gonna be something about her for sure. And they were talking about how, oh yes, the time is nigh. Oh yes, indeed, the time is nigh. Oh, the times are coming. Oh yes, they are nigh. And that's basically where we ended. So I'm assuming Walpurgisnacht is abound. Whether it will attack in this season or in the next one, I'm not sure. Could very well be that Walpurgisnacht is dealt with in this season, however it is dealt with. And the 4 episodes of the last season are dealing with Ui, because that's also something we have to deal with. Kind of reminiscent of Ouyukyumi no Kaina, where there were 2 overarching plots. One of those plots was solved within the show itself, and the other plot, it progressed, but the solution was relegated to a movie. Still waiting for it. I still have no clue when Ouyukyumi no Kaina movie is coming out, but hopefully soon-ish. I mean, hell, they started working on One Piece remake, Studio Wit, and Ouyukyumi no Kaina movie is still not here. Right, today's episode, I know, I'm honestly not sure at this point what's gonna happen. Anything and everything. It could very well be following Yachiyo and her fight with the Amane twins. Yeah, I guess that's a fair assumption. Besides that, maybe we're gonna follow some of our friends that are within the Magius. Maybe we're gonna follow Alina. Maybe we're gonna keep following Iroha and Kuroe. Maybe we're gonna follow Madoka and the gang looking for Mami. That's another subplot that's there. Who knows? Who knows at this point? Let's just watch this episode and see for ourselves. How about that? To do it, you will of course need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. And I'm gonna have to ask you for your support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, costs you nothing, helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 5 of Magia Record Season 2 in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it's Meguka YouTube. And Sana has a dream. Okay. Off to a confusing start. And back to Faint Hope. Okay, so we are follow Magius Apple. How is it different from a regular apple? Okay, so we are following our other friends. And I had English audio. Now it's Japanese properly. Embryo Eve. What the fuck is Embryo Eve? Eve, Adam and Eve. So some sort of a beginning. Embryo, well, embryo. what you doing here, Tsuruno? What's that glitchy image? What's going on? Yes, sure, that would be ideal, but why are you changing colors? Okay. Sure. Absolutely, why not? Man, we just started the episode and I'm already confused as fuck. I was like close to getting my bearings, right? Oh, we are releasing some sort of a final rumor that will really be helpful in fighting the Walpurgisnacht. Sure, we are en route to that. Everybody's gonna get the doppel. We have to stop them, etc., etc., etc. Tsuruno. Tsuruno. Worst of all, I don't recognize anything of what's happening with her. The glitchy effects with matrix green text, I know, first time I see it. Changing color, I know, first time I see it. The only character that would be like remotely close to glitching would be Ai, that Sana met. Was it why it started with Sana's dream? Is it Tsuruno possessed by Ai? I don't know, man. And there's also the Kyuubey. Another mystery. I would say they're pretty deep already. Okay, let's make this dream a reality. Yeah, you have the like combiner powers and whatnot. Rumor of the Infinite Infirmary. Oh, is that where they keep all the humans captured by the rumors? Okay, so yeah, something to do with Ai. And I guess my theory was largely correct that instead of harvesting the emotions from magical girls, they are harvesting them from humans. Instead of using one magical girl, they are using 100 people, for example, like whatever the proportion is. Whomst. Oh, one of the Amane twins? No, Kuroko. Kuroko. What am I saying? Kyoko. Yeah. Why are you carrying around grief seeds? Oh, you're stealing them. Okay, sure. That's admirable, actually. Yeah, you're accomplices, whether you like it or not. She just works on her own accord, yeah. I guess you could say it that way, yes. And that's our way out. What even is that? Oh, the railway? Hello, Yachiyo. That's a lot of grief seeds. How'd you get so many? So what they sent after you weren't rumors, but like full-on proper witches, huh? Okay, sure. I guess you're not gonna run out of grief seeds. Witches or doppels? Oh, someone's calling. Okay. I'm listening. I'm all ears. Mm-hmm. Artificial witch, okay. What is that supposed to help you with, though? The artificial witch? Yeah, so Toka is kind of fighting, working on her own accord, isn't she? Does that include doppels? Hmm. Who knows? Okay, so legit, it seems like nobody besides just the innermost circle knows anything about this plan. Just Toka, Nemu, Alina, maybe. Mifuyu at most. Embryo Eve Cathedral. Okay, so I guess you're taking part whether you want it or not, huh? And they will live in the fear of doppelization instead. I guess sure, doppel is better than witch because you gain multiple lives at least, but the result is largely the same. And yeah, there's something up with Alina. And that's Embryo Eve. Looks like Radiance from Hollow Knight. Oh, sure, of course. Of course it has a human mouth on its belly. Why wouldn't it? Well, hopefully it's just witches that it consumes and not feral doppels. You're gonna chip its tooth at most. The witches, yes. Mifuyu? Amane twins? One of them? Mifuyu. What you doing here? Why did you bring a chaise-longue or whatever that is? Okay, so not even Mifuyu knows. Who does then? About us being the baddies. Magia Record, hey, title drop. We're fusing rumors? For what purpose, though? Calatium? Whatever. Fent Hope. Still Fent Hope. Oh, detractors? Bottled up? So, like, by Mitama's hands? So the classic I know what's the best for everybody, and I will do the best for everybody, even even by going against them. I'm the genius here. I know how the world works. My choices are the best. That's the vibe I'm getting from her. Also, what the fuck happened to Tsuruno? She showed up glitching and she no longer is anywhere. Yes, probably. Well, at least Toka isn't. I really don't think that it sits well with Nemu. It really seems like it's just Toka who went kind of crazy with power, maybe. Or got lost in the goal so much that she completely disregards the road to that goal. Yeah, your privileges have been revoked, I'm afraid. Okay, so black insignia means traitor. Rocket launcher, why not? Who's that, though? Yellow hair? Momoko? Mami? Or neither. I mean, sure, Momoko and Mami are not the only blondes in the world of Magia Record. Interesting henshin. First, like, falling into dust, crumbling away, then puzzles? For some reason? And here are those symbols that were floating around Tsuruno when she was glitching. Whenever someone says, "I'm right behind you," they never are. Also, realistically, you can just both go through it and the rest will be stopped because there will. Well, no. The rest won't be stopped because the door will just open in front of them because they have proper insignia. Doppel? Yep, Doppel. Black wings. Is that a tricorn? No, just a bird head-ish looking thing. All right. Well, that episode showed us a lot, and I understood none of it. uh, well, okay, maybe not like full on none of it, but very little. Pretty much the first and foremost thing that I got from this episode is that I was probably correct about Toka, like, corrupting the original goal a little bit, right? Like, one moment, or at the beginning, the goal is better living for the German people, and the next moment you see Schleswig-Holstein is sunk, right? Like, this kind of a thing. Oh, after credits scene. I sure did. Well, that's no good. So is the plan to, like, cleanse the world, basically? Walpurgisnacht? Yeah. Okay. So I guess the goal is to essentially just delete the world and rebuild it anew with better rules for magical girls. Something like that. I don't know. That's my best guess. Let's watch this episode again. Shall we? Yes, we shall. This came completely out of nowhere. Sana Futaba, I have a dream. And some Sana moments on the side. I don't know. Magius Apple. I have a special announcement for you all. Embryo Eve spread the Doppel system across the entire world. That's what they say they want to do. But in reality, we know that what they want to achieve is deleting the world and rebuilding it anew. Kinda, sorta, like, I guess, Mikaros in Helk. Maybe. I know, I'm not sure. Also, 4 eggs for characters, right? Iroha, Nemu, Toka, Ui. I don't know if that's actually the symbolism there, but it just came to my mind. The operation begins tomorrow afternoon. Here are those green symbols. Have all your friends and family evacuate to their rumors by the end of today. And here approaches Tsuruno with the same green characters. I wonder what those characters actually say in hiragana, katakana, kanji, whatever, I don't know, in Japanese. If you know what they say, do let me know in the comments. Yeah, what's the deal with Tsuruno? Mikuyu seems very much scared of it, but everybody else seems to completely ignore it, so I don't know, what's the deal? I don't know. Maybe they're gonna tell us about it in the next episode. But no, because we already, it's not like they completely stopped this thread right then and there and they switched to someone else's POV. We go back to Alina and Nemu and Toka later, and Tsuruno isn't there. So whatever happened to her, whatever were the results of her walk there, whatever was going on with those glitchy characters, already has to have completed. And Kyuubey definitely tries to lead Iroha somewhere. I just wonder where exactly. Yeah, I know that I was absent for an entire season, but here I am, and I want to be friends. Kyuubey approves. Endless infirmary where all of the humans go, and they are plugged into the machine that sucks out their memories, which I guess again probably validates my theory that instead of using the emotions of one magical girl, they are using the emotions of 100 people, and that's how they can keep up the or stop the entropy in the universe. Also, a lot of hourglasses, and they are the only thing that's colored, or rather the sand in those hourglasses. Sana reminiscing of being with Ai. Kyoko, of course, just stealing the grief seeds. She's not interested in the Magius, she's not interested in anything. She's like, oh boy, lots of grief seeds, let me grab some for myself. You gotta appreciate that. You gotta appreciate the hustle. And nobody knows anything about anything except the innermost circle of the Magius. And use them to awaken Embryo Eve, an artificial witch we've created. And nobody heard of it. Everybody just heard the like vague things like, oh, you get the doppel and we are planning to give doppel to every magical girl in the entire world. But how exactly? Sure, let me join in. I have no clue what it entails, but I'm gonna join you, why not? And it turns out that what it entails is a creation of a whole ass artificial witch. My calculations show that if Embryo Eve can absorb the power of all the witches in the area, she'll grow up big and strong so that she can spread the doppel system across the entire world. Interesting that they cut to Kaede here, because it kind of implies that it's not just absorbing the witches, it's also absorbing the doppels. Or the feral doppels, at least. We just need to beat the crap out of some witches. And one really big one, of course, Embryo Eve. Yeah, there's something up with Alina. I'm not sure what exactly, but it really seems to me more and more like she's having second thoughts. Mifuyu certainly is. She's certainly having second thoughts. Something tells me that Alina is as well. Yeah, Mifuyu 100%. She's like, shit, I got so deep into this and I like didn't even know what we're doing here. I signed up for it and discarded all my friends and family for the Magius, and I didn't even know what the Magius are. What are they doing? Nothing. I just blindly started following them because of a nice slogan. Huh. She's eating witches, indeed. So, also, by proxy, eating magical girls, or used to be magical girls. And they serve as a reflection of our inevitable fates, sure. And yeah, not even Mifuyu knows anything. At least she tells them about Iroha. Did she always have the pink ribbon on her chest? Or is it new? Like, I know, I just kind of started paying attention to ribbons. Like, everybody was using Mami ribbons for whatever godforsaken reason, so I thought that maybe, I know, she's wearing Iroha ribbon right now or something. I'm not sure. And Hotel Fendhope is moving, fusing with Calation Land. Into Calation Fendhope. Rumor of Amusement Fortress. Why? What I do know is that any detractors from our cause, any traitors will be bottled up. Bottled up. That's not a code word for anything. No, sorry. They will just be imprisoned and cared for. Yes. They're going to a farm upstate. It really does seem to me like Toka really changed from the initial goals of the program, and Nemu still remembers that. Perhaps Alina still remembers that as well. Maybe Mifuyu also still remembers those original assumptions, right? Like, we will bring happiness and freedom to all magical girls. And here you have Toka sending magical girls to a gulag. Something didn't go entirely right there, right? This is not what I signed up for. I signed up for making magical girls happy. I signed up for making the world a better place. Not for this, right? And speaking of signing up, you can sign up for my Patreon and get access to Magia Record 1 week early. How's that for a segue? Time's up. We were born to make everyone else understand our rage. See, this is another very telling line. It, again, kind of tells me that perhaps Toka no longer just wants to make magical girls' situation better. She also wants to exact revenge on regular humans a little bit, maybe. Right? Like, we were born to make everyone else understand our rage. Nobody understands what magical girls have to deal with. We will show them. They will be attacked by witches left and right. They will die to those witches. They will succumb to them. And we will use their deaths, and we will use the witches getting empowered to bring upon Walpurgisnacht. Yeah, I genuinely think this is the thing here. The original goal was is way too skewed right now, which kind of makes me wonder what's the deal with the 4 chairs, and rather, how can we utilize the 4 chairs, because the assumption is that it's Iroha, Ui, Nemu, and Toka, the hospital friends. But if Toka is too far gone in this bad direction, can we sit her down on that one of those chairs? She probably won't be willing to cooperate, assuming she even lives to the end of this whole thing and isn't consumed by a witch, or betrayed by Nemu, or betrayed by Alina, or killed by Yachiyo, or whatever, right? As it stands, I really cannot see Iroha, Nemu, Toka, and Ui sitting down on those chairs and being a group again. Like, Ui not existing, aside, I really can't see that happening. Also, interesting that it is episode 5 and the Walpurgisnacht is already here. It's already arriving. That means episodes 6, 7, and 8 at least will be the fight with the Walpurgisnacht. Or within those 3 episodes the fight will be contained. I can't see the fight taking more than a whole episode, so that leaves us with a couple of episodes of Fallout, or an episode of Preparation and an episode of Fallout, which leaves the last 4 episodes of the series a big fat unknown. I think the last 4 episodes, or the 3rd season, or whatever you want to call it, is actually going to be dealing with Ui. I wonder if perhaps one of those chairs could be taken up by Kuroe, maybe? Iroha, Kuroe, Ui, and Nemu, excluding Toka. No, I'm honestly not sure. I'm just kind of spitting theories out of my ass right now. Toka and Nem wouldn't do any of this. Yeah, this is another very telling line that no, they were like good girls playing around, having fun, being all sciencey and knowledge oriented and whatnot. They wouldn't create a fascist empire. Well, Nem wouldn't. Toka apparently would. I wonder. Actually, it just came to me. Ui was opposed to Toka, so Toka disappeared her. I don't know, just an idea. Ui was opposed to Toka's plan, so Toka disappeared her. How exactly would that work? I don't know, but it's an idea for sure. I don't want to believe it, but I'll have to see it for myself. That's the only way I'll be able to accept this. Yeah, we will need to meet Toka and Nemu and talk to them and perhaps understand them fully. Security level has been set to A for the duration. Yeah. Why did you think it was a good idea to show them your blackened insignia? You didn't stop to think that, hey, maybe something's wrong with them. I guess she did stop for a moment to think about it, but she did it anyway. This is just an ornate white and gold magical rocket launcher. Why not? Sure. Absolutely. Also, who is it? Is it someone? It's not Mami, because Mami has yellow eyes. Could it be Momoko? No, Momoko has also like yellowish eyes. So probably nobody that we know, just a random magical girl. But it was like the zoom in on her face kind of made me believe that it's someone we know and we're supposed to recognize her. Actually, she may be listed among the characters. Ryo Midori, apparently. Okay, I'm assuming it's a character from the game and she's just having a cameo here. And Kuroe also wants to join the fight. Very interesting henshin. As I said, the puzzles and her clothes. Not just her clothes, her entire body crumbling into dust. Right? And then only her shadow remains, and then that shadow crumbles away to reveal her henshin form. That's cool. That's really cool. I don't know why the puzzles, but hey, that's also a theme with her, apparently. And a lot of them. Dual-wielded maces. Inverted colors for some reason. And henshin complete. Go on without me. Yeah, the classic. The classic. Oh, I will be right behind you. But don't look behind you. But I will be right behind you. Now, hopefully she actually will. She actually will follow Iroha. I somehow doubt that, though. That's who I want to be. as she turns into a bird. We will never forgive anyone. Edie, and the after credits scene. We learn about the embryo Eve. The greatest, most terrible witch, the most powerful witch of them all. Well, not embryo Eve, the Walpurgisnacht. If you summon her with the power of a rumor, so with the power of embryo Eve, she will turn heaven and earth into an empty void, and civilization itself will cease to exist. That's the cold, hard reality known by the Magius, but not by anybody else. All hope will die on this day. The spell itself was created for this witch, the Walpurgisnacht. Yeah, for some reason we are summoning Walpurgisnacht. Is Walpurgisnacht gonna fight with Embryo Eve? Maybe? Is that the goal? To have a, I know, Godzilla versus King Kong kind of a situation, two titans fighting, and we hope that our titan wins and consumes the other one and grows strong enough to spread the doppel across the world? Is that what it is? Or are we hoping for the world to end and we hope to rebuild the world again with our rules that favor magical girls? That could also be it. A very manual way, I guess, of going after the same thing that Madoka and Homura did. Maybe, I don't know. There's still Madoka and Mami somewhere, and Kyoko we've seen, but the rest of the original show gang is still around, and Homura, of course. There's a lot in this show. There is a lot. Okay. So. Good episode. Ultimately. A little bit. How do I say it? I don't want to say light on content because it wasn't. I don't know. I kind of have that weird feeling that they did a lot of stuff that was mostly just fluff, but it wasn't, not really. I guess I might feel that way because there was very little that I understood or grasped from this episode as I was watching it. Only certain specific moments that kind of added to my comprehension of the story. The rest was, again, I don't want to say largely inconsequential because it wasn't. I guess it's kind of like when you're reading a book and then you have to go back like 5 pages because sure, you read through those 5 pages, but nothing really stuck to you. You just kind of glossed over the words, but not like because I glossed over the episode, but rather because the episode was glossy. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's odd. Cool episode because it answered a couple of questions, except not really. I guess it just added to my theories, added some clues, some very important clues. Didn't really answer much. I guess maybe that's also why it felt a little bit empty, because we didn't really introduce any new secret, any new mystery. We didn't solve any existing mystery. We just kinda inched a little bit closer to the solution. Maybe. I know. I'm not sure. It's late. Maybe that also contributes to that feeling a little bit. Yeah, I'm really wondering how will they manage to wrap up everything, because they started a lot of different threads, a lot of different storylines, and they will have to wrap them up somehow. We have, of course, the main story right now of the Magius trying to summon Walpurgisnacht. that might be wrapped up within this season, sure. We have the whole deal with Madoka Homura and Sayaka trying to save Mami. That's a whole another thing that we also have to deal with. We have the fates of some of our existing friends that have to wrap up somehow, right? Tsuruno, what happens with her? We don't know. Sana and Felicia and Kyoko, how will they get out of this whole situation? That's like another group. Then we have Kaede and Rena. How will they end up? Will Kaede be saved? Will she not? Then we have, of course, the main group of Iroha and Kuroe. How will they deal with everything? I guess maybe Mifuyu will join them. Then we have Yachiyo being on the outside. Then we have the whole thing with Ui. Then we have the Amane twins that kind of disappeared on us. Then we have Alina, who seems very discontent with what's going on and having second thoughts. There is a lot. There is a lot to wrap up. And I'm honestly having trouble trying to figure out how will they manage. Unless they do like, 5 of those groups that we were following, they meet together and they defeat the Walpurgisnacht. So we close like multiple threads at once. And all that is left is searching for Ui. And the third season is entirely about that. I know. Something like that, I guess they could pull. Interesting. Interesting how many theories I have on the topic, how much I wrote about this show, about my theories and my but how little is like actually known ultimately. It's all just theories, it's all just clues, not many answers. And Walpurgisnacht arrives halfway through the season. That's also something. That's also a choice to make. Yeah, I mean, it's probably gonna be good. Like, I have very little doubt that they will somehow get out of all those threads, that they won't leave any loose threads anywhere, that they will reach a satisfying conclusion. But like in my mind, deep inside, there is a little bit of that doubt, a little bit of that thinking, how exactly will they manage, right? Yeah, I guess that's it on the episode. A good episode, brought me closer to some of my theories, confirmed some of them a little bit more, gave me some clues. I'm really waiting for more. I'm really wondering how exactly it's going to end, because I can barely wrap my head around it. But you guys, you tell me, what did you think of this episode? My reaction, my theories, of course, stuff like that, down in the comments below. No spoilers. Spoilers, go to my Discord, up here and also in the description below. Like this video if you did, subscribe to be notified of future videos of Magia Record and also other shows like Shy, Helk, Shangri-La, Frontier, Tate no Yusha, plenty others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified of when I go live, because I do sometimes support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to Magia Record and other non-seasonal shows, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube itself via memberships, super thanks, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: Kyuubey, Without a Netacop Survivor, Zabrain, Akumaster, Dr. Watt, Magica, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without having to, I don't know, fight the Embryo Eve or something.